What's going on, YouTube? Thank you very much for coming by the channel once again to see some more Captain Tsubasa Dream Team right here with the homie Nako, bringing you in this video. Right now I'm recording it as if it's the beginning of a separate video, and I think it's going to be part of the beginner's guide part 2. So either this will be its own video or I will make it as part of added to another video, depending on what else I gotta cover. But for the time being, as you can see, there's 17 minutes left on this transfer, and I wanted to record this so I can go over the different transfer types and kind of give you an idea as to what to expect and stuff like that. Okay, so don't forget to like and subscribe and leave some commentary below. When you're coming to the game, you're gonna go into what is called right here. This is your home screen. Down here you got the transfers. The transfers are basically, I clicked on the field, I know I did on purpose. The transfers are basically what other games you call summons, right? You're summoning players. And then for this particular banner, we're pulling on Dream Collection. Well, we're not going to pull, but I'm going to show you. As you can see on this character right here on the top right corner has a DC. That's an indicator that this card is a Dream Collection card. And this card right here, the DF, that's the Dream Festival. For the most part, every Dream Collection comes at the middle part of the month, every single month. Nowadays, it lasts about 6 days in total. All the time. It's supposed to be a rate. Well, you know what? It doesn't say rate up 5%, but generally, it's supposed to be a 5% banner. And then through that 5%, just to kind of give you an idea. No, not the exchange shop. Just to kind of give you an idea of the probabilities. As you can see, you can access this through the game. It shows you right there that it's supposed to be 5% out of 210 players that are available, and here it shows you the rate up 0.42%. That means not even 1%. So it has to be 5% first just to get one SSR, and then from that SSR you have less than half of 1% to pull one. I know it seems really low, I know it seems very discouraging, but well, I recorded 2 videos on this. One of them, I spent a bunch of my dream balls, didn't get them. And then I had to record a second part right as this was ending, just because I wanted to talk about some stuff and I wanted to pull one last time. Boom, got him. So, you know, sometimes you get lucky, sometimes you don't. That's how the game is. It's just like in gambling, right? If you're going to go gamble, that's pretty much what you're doing. You're risking it, hoping that you hit it big or whatever. So it's kind of something like that. Obviously, you're not getting a big payout or anything like that. But just to give you an understanding, when you're summoning, when you're pulling, when you're doing the transfers, whatever, that's essentially what you're doing, okay? Just like you buy Pokemon cards or any football cards, baseball cards, any kind of collectible. It's 10 packs, essentially. 10 cards per pack, essentially, with the chance to get one really good one or one good one, and hoping that that one good one will be one really, really good one or whatever. You know what I mean? So you have to basically think about it like that. For Dream Collection, there are certain players that only come out during the Dream Collection time. Natureza was released during the anniversary about 2 months ago in December, I believe. And this Zeno, the goalkeeper, is a brand new one, available as of this month. It's the Dream Collection for February 16th now. So it started, I believe, February 10th. February is a short month, so as soon as this one ends in like about 12 days or less, 11 days probably, we will have the Dream Festival. Now, during regular months where we're not celebrating the anniversary, they don't throw out a whole bunch of transfers at you. And just because you see a new transfer doesn't mean you have to pull on it. Remember, especially if you're a new player, absolutely not. Absolutely not. You see this guy up here? This guy right here. So there are some medals that you need to collect to be able to power up your players, and I'll show you what that means either in this video or another one. I'm gonna run out of time, so I'll probably have to, whatever you need. I've seen this in other games. I think Dragon Ball Legends or some other one, where you essentially had to pull 4 or 5 copies of one character to power them up to the max, right? There was another one that I played for a little bit, Final Fantasy Tactics Brave Exvius War of the Vision, something like that, right? It was an awesome game, and I jumped in on it when they had the collaboration with Final Fantasy VII with Cloud and Aerith and Barrett and Tifa. But the only thing was that at least in that game, once the event ended, if you didn't power those characters fully, then that was it. So you had to grind them like this to get the strongest version of that character, and then that was it. At least that doesn't happen here. And then what I didn't appreciate there is that, well, it was the same thing. You had to either power them up. It was crazy. Like, you had to level them up, and then you had to level up their ability limit, and then you had to level up their level limit, and blah, blah, blah. And it was like, it was too much. At least in this game, yeah. Sometimes it feels like those items are lacking, but there are ways around it. There are ways to do it. But that's the thing. If you're a new player, you're not focused on pulling. You're not. Because if you pull now, some of the accounts that I gave away, it was 6 months of farming, and I did not have enough medals to fully power up one full squad of 11 players to their max potential. And that's absolutely necessary if you intend to participate in online PvP. Well, at least not early on. Later on down the road for sure. But I think if you're working your way up, once you reach like silver and gold, I think once you reach gold, you'll start seeing more consistent teams at Boundary Break 4 full squads. You might run into a team or two that has maybe one brand new player, but everybody says, where that Tamatsu's at? So they don't have enough, so they don't have their player powered up, so they have that brand new player, but they don't have them powered up to max, which is at BB4, short for Boundary Break Level 4, okay? So, again, if you're new, you're not pulling now. When is now? Well, now is whenever you're starting the game. Not just February 16, 2023 at the time of this recording, but if you started in March or April, whatever, the anniversary comes in June. If you really absolutely have to pull, which you shouldn't, if you're gonna though, on one of these, pull only one multi. That's it. You live with the results. That's it. Or at the very least, watch videos, either mine or there's a few other people out there that are a little bit faster than I am in putting out analysis videos. That's the truth. And if you pay attention to those analysis videos, maybe if you come across a transfer where like, okay, at least there's one of these players that looks like it's going to be usable long term, where they're worth pulling for, or or at least they're worth using right now, and then by the time they become like expired or no longer good, at least their technique or their skill, whatever, might be usable. You know what I mean? So be careful, plan it out. Don't just pull for the sake of pulling, otherwise you're going to go through your dream balls, and then when the anniversary comes around and stuff like that, and those players are worth pulling for, like going all out for most of the time, then you're going to be left out. And like I said, I don't know if there's enough time from here till there to get enough Tamatsus, which are the items that are required for you to fully boundary break a player to boundary break 4. So take it easy, alright? Take it easy. No rush. There's no rush. But I still want to explain them to you so you know what you're getting yourself into, okay? So Dream Collection, like I said, usually those are exclusive, powerful players that come with a lot of good stuff, from hidden abilities and blah, 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 blah. I'll have to go over that later on a different video. You know, these are hidden abilities right here. This is a passive skill that each player should have, a passive. How many hidden ability skills they have depends on whatever K-Lab decides to give them. They don't always have these skills completely filled up all the way. There's going to be a few players that are lacking one right here, or in one case where they absolutely robbed a goalkeeper for a Dream Festival and left them with 2 empty skill slots. That was highway robbery. That was not cool that they did that. But for the most part, you find most of these players have like all of these slots filled up, and they usually come with favorable stuff. Okay, are they OP? Depends. Sometimes they are, sometimes not worth it. But you know, again, you're gonna watch what your team needs and what you can use before you pull. But again, you're months away from pulling if you're just starting, so relax. Okay, these go away, and then when they come back later on next month, it's a possibility. You're gonna get a new player, and there's gonna be a rate up of either 1, sometimes 2 players of something that's come out previously. Usually they're not gonna do them back to back like this. Like, let's say this is the new one right here, the goalkeeper. Then he's not gonna be rate up next month, possibly 2 months from now, possibly in 3, but definitely not next month. Okay, this one is about to end as well. This one I don't think that I've figured out the way to figure out when exactly they are gonna be available through the SSR pool. I guess you could kind of tell by the stats, but that's the thing. If you're new to the game, you're not gonna be able to tell whether these stats are good or not. So you need to watch analysis videos. You need to watch videos, unfortunately, okay? But right now, I'm not trying to explain the strengths of each transfer. I'm just trying to give you an idea of how these transfers work, okay? So on these, a lot of these, even the anniversary ones, generally they're gonna come with 5 steps. What that steps means is just 5 multi-pulls. That's it. Each multi is 10 pulls, okay? Or 10 10 pulls, right? But now, as of February 16, 2023, a lot of these are 5 steps, and usually it's step 1 is 30, step 2 is 40, and then 3 to 5 is 50 each, for a grand total of 220 dream balls to make it to step 5. The reason why that matters is because in step 5 you are guaranteed absolutely 100% to get one of the players that are featured on the banner. As you can see on here, there are 3 players featured, okay? So in the end, you will get one of those 3, meaning that they are at 33.3%. So even then, you might be pulling for one of these players, and only one of them might be good for you, not the other 2. But you know, obviously the game is going to give you the one that you don't need. That's not always the case, all right? Go through my videos. You'll see that sometimes not only do you get what you want, but you get that and then some. So it happens. It happens. Okay? The good thing too is that in step 3, you're guaranteed 1 SSR. Does not necessarily mean, don't get it twisted, that doesn't mean that you're getting one of these right here. And another mistake that people make when they're reading this and the way that they misinterpret it is that step 5, even though it says that you're getting one new SSR, all that means is one of the new players from the ones available on the banner. So let's say if in step 3 you get this guy right here in the middle, that does not mean that in step 5 you're guaranteed a new one, meaning this guy or this guy. Yes, it is possible, and it has happened in my videos and other people's videos. You get one of these guys in step 3 or one of the ones from the banner featured, and you're like, all right, hopefully we get another one in step 5. Boom, you get the same one. But before, that used to be a bad thing. Nowadays, it's kind of good. Not so much for you if you're a beginner, but later on down the line, once you gather enough materials to start boundary breaking players, then those dupes will matter. And I will have to, even though I've created a video for that as well before, I'll create in the future and update it one to show you guys how that works, what materials are needed, what to do with duplicates, the medals that you get from maximizing to boundary break for a unit, you know, and all this stuff that goes along with it. Like I said, this game is a journey. There's a lot to do, a lot to learn, a lot to think about. And then the game could be fun or it could be frustrating, okay? On occasion, they're going to bring you some other stuff like this. Like in this case, they'll create some players, they get a little old, and then they'll bring a rework or an increase in stats to some of the old cards in order to make them better so that you could use them in today's meta. Whatever today's date is, March, April, whatever, okay? Unfortunately, that doesn't always happen. In this case, these 2 players right here, this one and this guy, they underwent a rework and aka increase in stats. Right here, they fell rather short. Most attackers right now, as of February 16, 2023, they're above 30,000 for sure. 35-ish. Some of them are definitely at 40 from Dream Festival and Dream Collection. That's why they're OP. And physical right here, a bunch of them are at 30-ish, 30,000 plus. All right. So these fall short of becoming a successful rework. So don't just fall for it and get excited because of the fact that they are brand new. And then that's it. You just start pulling. Okay. Chill out. Relax. As you can see, we're not inundated with a whole bunch of transfers right now, And then coming up, we're having a new one that's going to be some Japanese players, which I was not planning on pulling, and I'm not. But I will pull on some of the accounts, the new accounts that I'm farming, that could benefit from some of those Japanese players that are going to be coming. 220 Dream Balls, why not? But we'll have to see based on the stats. And I think some of the skills that they have might be usable in the future. So we'll see. But as you can see right now in February, it's not anniversary time. There's only that one transfer. This one for the rework, the Dream Collection, that's it. These are a little bit different. Let's get into that. Anniversary, actually. Anniversary generally comes around June of every year for the Japanese release of the game. The global release of the game also celebrates an anniversary, and that usually comes around December. The difference is that the Japanese one is generally celebrated for 2 months, I believe. So there's generally June and July. And then it becomes extra special because for the Dream Festival, that's when and nowadays for the Dream Collection as well, they give us 3+1, where you could pull 3 multis and the 4th one is free. So that means that it costs a lot less than Dream Balls to go ahead and redeem a player through the pity system, which we will have to get into at some other time. I'm running out of time here, and I don't know that I'll be able to show you how the pity system works because maintenance is about to start, and well, it is what it is. But at least the metal shop will be open, so I will probably be able to record it after maintenance and then add it onto this. So give me a few minutes, okay? Now, this SR mixer transfer that you see here, there's going to be a bunch of times where you're pulling for players, and the ones that you're pulling for are SSR players. Now, there's ones that are from the general pool of SSR, meaning that you could get them from tickets, but they're also available from these transfers. That doesn't mean that you're not going to get them from these transfers. Yes, that's why sometimes Dream Collection hurts, sometimes Dream Festival hurts, because you're pulling and at least getting something from the exclusive transfer. You get a random regular SSR. It happens. But now, like I said, once we get into showing you how to boundary break and how to do this and how to do that to power up your players, you'll see how you're going to have to actually use some of those duplicate cards and try and pull as many SSR duplicate cards as you can to save on boundary break materials. Okay, so the SR transfer right here. No, I need to get back. Because it's about to go into maintenance. I didn't mean to do that. So the SR transfer right here, you in essence, you're trading in or you're dumping in 30 SR cards to get 1 SSR player. And again, generally it's not going to be a player card that you're going to use for a team, especially not for online. Most of the time, some of them will provide you with skills that you're going to need for more powerful cards. For sure. Like the Natureza here actually I think comes with the tackle, right? Well, I don't want to change the screen because it already expired and then it's going to go to maintenance and I won't be able to show the screen. So anyway, as you see, Natureza is right here as well. This guy right here. This card, that particular card comes with the tackle. So if you come across a strong Natureza card that needs a tackle, boom, there you could get it from this SR mixer. Okay, so there's going to be some cards that contain skills, but a lot of them are primarily going to be used for boundary breaking purposes. Okay, the Dream Pot. The Dream Pot is basically also like the SR mixer in a way, and that you're dumping in tickets. There's going to be a variety of ways through like events and different stuff like that, where you could pull. You could get tickets, and as you can see on the screen right here, it's 1 transfer. It costs you 3 tickets. 10 transfers cost you 30. 3 times 10, right? So here, every time that you pull, as you can see here, it says 1, 2, and 3. Every time that you pull, it's going to reduce the numbers that you see here. The first prize is the SSR card that is contained within the pot. So what that means is that as you're pulling through tickets right here, and you start going down, it's going to start reducing this number. There are 13 SR cards and there are 26 R cards, rare cards, which are the lowest. Well, not the lowest of the low because there's N cards, but so I guess it's like normal, rare, super rare, super rare, and ultra rare. I'm assuming that's what it stands for. So like, let's say the thing with this is that generally you're gonna want to pull in single tickets, because if you pull multis here, you're gonna, let's say you pull and then you get the SSR card, right? Well, you wasted 30, you spent 30 tickets there. However, if you had pulled in singles and you pull it, like let's say with on the 5th one, so now you only spent 15 tickets as opposed to 30. Then after that happens, after you get the SSR card, from here this will turn to 0 and it will black out. And then the only thing that's left in the pot are the 2nd and 3rd prizes, which are the lesser cards that you don't care about or don't want. So after you do that, down here below the details, it doesn't show me that right now because I haven't pulled anything, but when you do, you will see a button, an option that says to reset the pot. You're gonna do that because, again, once you get the SSR card, there is no other to collect from in there, so you have to reset it so that you start dumping tickets again until you pull the next SSR card. For my sake, because I've gotten a little impatient sometimes, now it's 120 tickets to guarantee an SSR. Most often you're not gonna get them until the very end, most often. But there's been times where I've gotten lucky and I've gotten like 3 SSR cards in 5 tickets because I pulled, well, not 5 tickets, 5 pulls, because I pulled in singles, so that cost me 15 tickets, right? So that's the best way to do it. Not only is it gonna be in terms of pulling, maximizing your resources and increasing your chances of getting more SSR cards for the boundary break materials when we finally get into the training and boundary break stuff, but it will also help you practice patience. Okay, so take that as a good thing. You get to slow life down a little bit. You get to be patient, pulling singles, and bada bing, bada boom. Next thing you know, you're done and you're good. Okay. SSR transfer. This is usually when you get yourself some tickets. At the moment, I only have 2 in total. A lot of these you'll generally get from logins, from events. There's gonna be a shop option, and I'll show you that, where you could claim some as well from the league medals. You could claim one from the online medals. The online medals, they reset once every month at the end of the month. The league medal stuff resets once every 2 months at the end of the month. Okay, so you're not gonna get a whole bunch of SSR transfer tickets through there. And then when it comes to like anniversary, you get all kinds of tickets that you'll be able to get to pull on. So, you know, it'll at least kind of like cure your itch to pull. And if, like I said, if you're a beginner right now, you should not be pulling on practically anything, unless there's something that comes around that you feel that you really probably need. And if you didn't re-roll, well, go look at my re-roll guide. You have to check that out as well to make sure that you have a good start. Okay, if you didn't do that and you want to continue with the account that you've already been playing on or whatever, then just collect the dream balls. And if you decide to start all over because you know what, Nako, well, yeah, I should have probably started blah blah blah, let me re-roll. Okay, still just collect the dream balls. You'll get enough SSR stuff and whatever for you to be able to start building a team, and then, you know, put something together just so that you could clear more and more events and stuff like that. All right, so there's that. The SR cards, same thing, just SR plus, so there's a chance that you could get an SSR card. The ads, I think I went over the ads already through a different video, through the first beginner's guide. There's 3 of them available here. Sometimes, if this happens to you, I don't know why this happens to me. I think it only happens to me in some areas. I view an ad, and then after the ad is over, instead of giving me the option to run the ad again, it'll give me this: the maximum number of ads have been viewed. I usually go click on back. Oh, you can't see it, but you see my finger right here, right above my head, right here. Look, right behind me. There's that back button right there. I click on that, I come back to this screen, and generally this lights up again for me to pull. If not, I go to the home. Go to the home button right there, and then come back into it, and generally as well, it kind of lights back up again. Okay, makes it a little difficult for me sometimes because I'm trying to go through my progressions or whatever, trying to see where all my ads are at if I view them all to get all the dailies, and sometimes this one throws me off a little bit. So try that in case you feel that, you know, I don't think that I viewed all three. Try that, going in and out and blah blah blah. Okay, the coin transfer ad, I don't even use it anymore. But this one, depending on your rank online, as you're going further and further up, this one will provide you with SSR balls, SR balls, and stuff like that are used as training materials for your skills, for the skills of your players. Nowadays, because they've given away so many, I don't really find the need for me to be pulling daily on this coin transfer. You will, on occasion, get an SSR card randomly from the coin transfer. Still, I'd much rather keep my coins for other stuff because I train a lot of characters, I guess. And well, you know, but I think if you're new to the game, you're gonna need a lot of materials, so it might be worth it for you. But at the same time, your online rank is gonna be pretty low, so I don't think the rewards will be as good. So maybe just save up your coin. Okay. Club transfer, pretty useless. Never use it anymore. At the beginning of the like the first year or so, it had its uses. Some of the character cards on there had some skills that were usable, that were used to pass on or whatever. Now, no love whatsoever. Nothing that I could possibly need from here. So it's almost like just dead space in a way. It's just taking up space in my phone. The point transfer, as you pull on certain transfers. Not the Dream Collection, not the Dream Festival, because that's where you get medals to be able to claim characters, which we'll go over later. But some other ones that are like, let's say, some 5 step-ups. Let's say this one. Oh, this one says SP exchangeable. Okay. Then maybe not this one. Is it only from the paid banners now or what? Because you see this SP right here? That SP means every one character that you pull is 1 SP. Or scouting points, I think they call them. So 300 scout points. So that means 220 dream balls for 5 steps. 5 steps. Every one is 10 pulls. So that's 50. You need 300, so 50 times 6. That means 220 times 6 is 1,320. So 1,320 dream balls to claim one of these character cards. And not just this one. Any banner that comes with the 5-step up. If you see this, the SP, the scouting points, then that's what you're getting instead of those other tickets. Now, if you pull... yeah, all of those are scouting points. There's gonna be certain banners. There's gonna be certain banners where you will get these. I just don't remember where. In the end, don't worry about it too much anyway. Every now and then I'm like, oh wow, I pulled enough to get an SSR. Okay, cool. And that free SSR that you get, again, is just gonna be a normal SSR. It's just gonna be used for boundary break or something like that. Okay, so don't worry so much about the point transfer. But I wanted to bring it up because I remember when I first started the game, and I was like, wow, how do I get tickets for this? And then I realized it was from pulling, and then I think I pulled. I pulled without thinking. You know, I was brand new. I had never done gacha gaming before or anything like that. So, you know, I wasted a lot of resources. And that's why I think a couple of months later is when I re-rolled and decided to start a new account, which is what became my new main. And, you know, anyway, I wanted to bring it up because I don't think it's ever really explained here on how the point transfer works. But, you know, look through some of my videos. I'm sure you'll see, like, when I go, you see all these little stars line up or whatever at the bottom. That's when I'm getting points for the point transfer or tickets or whatever. But, you know, there's not something that you're looking for, okay? You're not looking for tickets to pull on the point transfer through, like, any events or anything like that. This is strictly from pulling, okay? And like I said, all you're gonna get guaranteed is one SSR at the very end. So don't waste any of these tickets whatsoever. But you shouldn't be getting any of those tickets because you shouldn't be pulling. Don't forget, don't pull. Not yet. Okay? Not for a few months. Unfortunately, that's the reality of the game for beginners. Unless you buy yourself an account, which, you gotta figure that out. Okay? So, that's it for this portion of the video. Oh, the friend transfer. Not yet. The friend transfer, the only use that it has is for events, missions that require you to use the friend transfer at least once. It's a little bit harder at first because in some cases, in some of my beginner accounts that I've been like farming up for the next giveaway, there's been a few times where like I've been required for some missions to do at least 10 of these friend transfers. And I don't have enough friend points sometimes. So I'm like, I gotta play a lot of these events and matches and whatever to get enough points just so that I could pull, just so that I could clear the mission. So in this one, yeah, you'll get some right there. You see, get players and enhancement items. The players that you get here are not even usable for skills. They're just chess players and they're trash. You're just gonna sell them. That's it. Okay, and even the enhancement items that you get here, very rarely are you gonna get that SSR ball. You might get some usable items, but it's not something where you're like, oh, I'm gonna play as much as possible so I could build up my friend points so I could pull on the friend transfer. No, it's primarily now reserved for event missions and stuff like that. Okay, so don't worry too much about this. So that'll be it then for this portion where we explain transfers. I guess let me record it as if I'm segmenting to another segment. So come join us for blah 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 blah, the training portion or whatever. Oh no, this part is 31 minutes. Okay, well, I'm undecided right now as of this time because I'm gonna go watch Steiner. He's probably live right now for the maintenance. STNER, go check him out. STNER. So I could say like, we'll be right back, and then leave that as a segue into the next portion, or I could end it here and I'm gonna record this part and leave it in if I decide to just upload it as its own thing just to explain the transfers and then do the training separate. I don't know. The last beginner's guide was like an hour or something. Was it too long? Should I keep it in portions? I might not make the time to possibly come back and segment and blah blah blah. So maybe I might decide to leave this as its own video. I don't know. Give me a little bit to decide, and then maybe I could get this up there so you guys have something with it, so you understand why, and then do the other part. Yeah, I'll probably do that. I'll probably leave it then as its own individual video. We'll see. And if I do, that's the end of the video here. Thank you for coming by. I hope you found this information useful and helpful to you. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe, comment, come back for more. I promise that I'm working on it. I promise I'm thinking about it. I want to be able to help you out. I want to be able to provide you some entertainment, and I want to be able to show you that it's possible to survive the game, get through it. Okay. You'll be fine. There'll be frustrating moments for sure, but there'll be fun moments as well. Okay, and as always, don't forget, it's just a game. It's supposed to be fun. If you're not having fun, then maybe consider doing something else. Okay, thank you very much. Hope you appreciate it. I appreciate you. I hope you found it helpful. I hope you come back for some more. Please practice kindness. Let's show compassion. Let's show empathy. Let's be respectful. Let's be responsible. Let's be safe. Let's take care of ourselves and each other with much love as always, and peace. Until the next video. Until the next video. Oops, I screwed that one up.